asked me if we were gonna do this like months ago, and I thought it was just gonna be like you and me on your bed, and the camera was gonna be like this, and we were gonna be like, "Hey guys."
Alrighty, so we're gonna explain everything from the trip. Not like everything. We're not gonna go like. Okay, we're gonna explain everything from the trip. So Emmy and I love Stranger Things. We have had this group chat called Mean Queens since freshman year, and most of the memes started because of Stranger Things. So our first reason as to why we were going on this trip was because of a concert,
AJR.
which was Emmy's first time seeing AJR, my second.
This is my favorite band.
And it was on Halloween.
Yeah.
So that's our favorite time of the year anyway.
I was Freddy Krueger, and she was
Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th. But Emmy had her last volleyball game in Tallahassee. I don't know what day that was.
It was the 30th.
Not the game.
Yeah. Because the concert was on the 31st.
Yeah. But what day was that? Like a Thursday?
It was a Tuesday, because the concert was on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then we met him Thursday morning. No,
Thursday.
Friday morning.
Yeah.
Well, Thursday night, Friday
Friday
morning. It was like 2 in the morning. What time is it? It
We
doesn't
met
matter.
him?
We'll get into that later.
Rewind. So anyway, we left Tallahassee, went straight to Atlanta, stayed the night there, and woke up the next morning. So this is now Wednesday. So Wednesday we woke up because Emmy was missing a part of her costume.
Two parts of my costume.
The
Because
hat.
all I had was the sweater, and I needed the hat and the claw.
Yeah, but she ended up getting the hat, but we couldn't find the claw. We went to so many stores. We went to this really cool place called Eddie's Trick Shop. We went back to the hotel to get ready, so we started on our hair and our makeup for our costume, which, again, I was Jason Voorhees. Anyway, so we threw the fake blood on each other, waited at the concert to get, like, front row for AJR, which we did, kind of.
We were cows.
There were these cows in front of us, these people dressed as cows, who were literally so annoying. Like, they wouldn't move.
They were pushing backwards, and they weren't even against the barricade.
They were obviously overheated and should not have been front row. Like, if they didn't want that commitment, they shouldn't have been up there. But me and Emmy were committed. And it was really cool because AJR saw our costumes but didn't even acknowledge it. They looked at us
in the eye.
because they were, like, trying to pick out what costumes they liked. They looked at us and then didn't say anything. It was
But there's Waldo.
Yeah, there was a Where's Waldo guy behind us who was, like, 6 feet tall, but it's fine. It's okay. And then, so after the concert, we went back to the room, kind of planned. We planned that night to wake up early at like 6:37ish.
Because my mom was supposed to check out of the hotel at 11, and we were gonna go to the school from Stranger Things and then come back by 11 so we could get my mom and then go to other filming locations, but we got stuck in traffic
Yeah,
and we didn't get back till like
1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we got up, we went to McDonald's, got food, and then we drove to the school, which wasn't that far, but coming back it seemed far because traffic was backed up for some reason. We went to the middle school. That was really fun. We got to stand, they filmed there, so we got to stand where all of those kids stood, especially from the scene where Dustin, the really dramatic scene that they made it dramatic in the trailer of Dustin turning around as if something was going to be there.
Oh yeah, I
just
was
the
like,
kids.
guys, why is nobody else wearing costumes?
They filmed there, and that was really cool because they were filming at this time. They weren't filming at the school at this time, but they were filming season 3 at the time.
We didn't know where while we were there. We were just like hoping that we'd run into someone.
That was one of the other perks of us going on this trip is we knew they were filming, so we were like, maybe we can meet them. Like
Yeah.
that. After we went to Hawkins Middle, we went to the lab, and as soon as we got to the lab, there was this guy sitting out front.
There was only one dude there. There were no trucks, no anything. It was just one guy sitting in a chair in the front of the lab. Like, the last time I went there were trucks there. There were big white trucks, but not as many as the second day we went there. There was just a dude sitting there in a chair. And what did you ask him? Or
I was like, oh, are they filming here? And he was like, not today, but tomorrow. Which was correct. He was right. He wasn't trying to tell us just to leave.
yeah. But the door was wide open, and I have a picture of that.
Well, it's because they were setting up, because they use that lab for other shows, which we'll get to, but they were setting up for Stranger Things at that time to film, I think. Or was it?
I think they were setting up for Doom Patrol.
Yeah, they were setting up for Doom Patrol that we saw them filming. We'll get to that. But he said that they were filming at the lab tomorrow, but we'll get there. So we went to the lab, we took pictures, we snuck in. Did we sneak in? Yeah, we snuck in.
We snuck in downstairs where they filmed, spoiler alert, Bob's death scene. Like right there, we took pictures down in there. Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
And we broke it.
But we didn't really break it.
It was open. It was unlocked, yeah.
And he didn't say...
And that's where they were filming the next day, but that was for a different show called Doom Patrol.
So we walked in there, there was nothing set up in there at all. Like, no cameras, no... nothing. It literally just looked like the scene from where Bob was destroyed. Like, the walls were the same. They didn't have the pictures up. Like,
no, yeah, they took those down.
They took those down, but it was still the same hallway that we got pictures at. Then after the mall... Or after the... After the lab, we went to the mall, which is the main film point for season 3, which is called Starcourt Mall.
And the only actual location I could find that we could get to was the mall. And I was like, okay, let's just go there because the next season they're gonna be using this. It'd be cool to get a picture of it while we were there. So we did.
Because it's actually called Gwyneth Mall, right?
It was called Gwyneth Mall, yeah.
So that's the actual name of the mall. You can look it up.
And it's like going out of business. That mall is going out of business. This one's just going out of business.
It's just run down. There's like no stores in there, and like
they bought out the food court, right? All they bought out was the food court and that little section upstairs.
Yeah. So I will show you guys some pictures. But when we walked in, basically we walked around this corner, and you could see that they were filming over there. Okay, wait.
Security guards.
When we first got there, we were taking pictures outside, like because. Keep in mind, this is October, right? And in the windows on the mall, like how they have like window shopping stuff, it was 4th of July stuff.
Yeah.
So we knew they were filming because everything that's surrounding season 3 happens during 4th of July.
Oh, and while we were there, I had that picture of, there was a picture of, I want to say Finn and Noah in front of this window that had like 4th of July stuff in it. And they still had that window set up with 4th of July stuff. So we got pictures of that.
So we saw that, and then as we were taking pictures, so like Emmy's mom is like standing like this, and me and Emmy are like facing
You're like on my back.
And I'm on her back, and I'm like, and this police car zooms up. He's like, Neil! And he's like, I'm gonna have to ask you to not post these pictures. And we're like,
oh, yes, sir, okay.
And I was like, are you paid to do that? Like, to sit there in your car
and just sit there until people come up?
I was like, that's a nice job. But basically, he said if we were to post any of the pictures onto our Instagram during that time, back in October, that they would, like, deactivate our accounts. Because it would be spoilers for season 3.
They'd have it taken down.
So me and Emmy didn't really post anything. We posted on our Snapchat, like, that we were there. But we didn't say anything as to...
where we were.
Yeah. So after he told us that, we walked inside, and they kind of had everything set up because the name of the mall in Stranger Things is Starcourt. So the main mall sign that would say Gwyneth, they took down and made Starcourt.
How, like, whenever we were talking to the guy who zoomed up to us, he was like, you didn't hear this from me, but I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be filming here tomorrow night. Or it would, tonight.
Yeah, tonight.
He said, I think they're supposed to be filming here tonight. And we were like, oh,
and he told us,
leaving.
He was the one that told us about the food trucks, right?
Yeah, and he said that, he was like, you guys can go inside and go down to the food court, and that's where they have everything set up. And we were like, all right, cool. And as soon as you step inside, that's where they had the, like, Starcourt thing.
Yeah,
right?
So they had a sign that me and Emmy took a picture in front of that said Starcourt, and it had, like, a map of the mall.
Here's the picture.
Now, and then, basically, we walked in, we took a left in the mall, and then we kept walking down straight, and then when you take another left, it's, like, cut off. So there's a security guard right there, and we were like, hey, can we look? And he's like, you can't take pictures. But Emmy's mom literally
my mom had, like, an actual camera, and she just went up and went click.
And you could hear the clicks.
It, like, went
so we were trying to talk really loud so he wouldn't hear that because we couldn't tell her to stop, or he'd be like,
what could you do? You could see, there was a movie theater that was playing,
I think I have a picture of it.
So Back to the Future one of them?
When you walked in, you couldn't just walk by and see the set. You had to look through, like, this peephole. Like, it was, like, between 2 pieces of wood.
Yeah, it was all covered with, like, and there were, like, fences and stuff. There was a radio. Was there a radio shack?
There was a radio shack in there, I'm pretty sure.
There was an arcade.
Okay, I'm getting to those pictures. There was an arcade. Okay.
We couldn't see any of the main food court that had, like, where Steve works in season 3.
There's an exercise place in there, because I remember it says exercise, I think.
Okay, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's a gym. Fuck. Yeah, okay.
You can definitely see the
So the way the mall in the show is, okay, so, like, if you walk straight in and you take a right, that's where the food court and everything is that you see in the trailer, and hopefully the show. I don't know if they're gonna add all this stuff.
I think they'll show everything.
But we can see the cinema. But on my picture, you can't see the movies. Do you have a picture?
Mine is just like that.
They had they had 6 movies on there because it was 3 and 3.
All I could read was Back to the Future.
But keep in mind, it was far from, like...
It was so super far. We couldn't even get a picture of it clearly with our phones.
So after we saw the mall, because we couldn't walk around in it, like, we could only see from the view where we were at. So we saw a couple things in there, and then we left. And we walked out, And the guy was like, please don't take any pictures, I could lose my job, but we did. So we walked out of the mall and we started driving, and as we were driving we saw these cars, because the set is on the left side of the mall. Like the whole left side of the mall is where the set is, outside and inside.
They bought out the food court and they redid everything.
But
Coke, of course.
so when we drove around the left side of the mall, we saw all these cars like smashed, but not like smashed, like destroyed, but like the hoods were like bent.
Picture.
And we saw a Hawkins
Cheetah's trying to get in.
A Hawkins police car. And then as we were taking these pictures, as we were driving by, this man got up and was like, we need to get out of here.
Yeah.
So we drove off. And then after that, we left, and it was like an hour drive to get to the cabin, right? About
Yeah, it was like way out in the middle of nowhere. And where Hopper's cabin is, that's also where Meryl's farm is, where like the pumpkin patch, all that stuff. And like where Hopper like goes through the cornfield in the first.
As we were driving
episode.
there, I'm pretty sure we passed by Will's house or Mike's house, right?
It was Mike's house, because Will's house is in the studio
Yeah.
that you can't get to.
But we saw Mike's house, the house they use for the show.
And the people who own that house hate people driving
I feel
by
like they had
it.
a sign or something.
I don't remember.
I don't know. We didn't take any pictures of that house, but we headed to the cabin. Which the cabin, it looked like maybe they were remodeling the inside, but you couldn't get in. Like
Last time I was there, you could get in. It was literally open, and we just walked in, and they had nothing in there. But it was nailed shut. The door was nailed shut, and so were the windows, right?
yeah. Okay, so back to the cabin. So we got to the cabin and we had to drive down like this dirt road. Actually, it looked like it was in the backyard. Like these
cabin?
people owned these property, and we drove past their house.
It's a real pumpkin patch. What is it called?
It's a real
in life?
farm. I don't remember.
I just looked at it. Whatever. But they own this whole thing of land, and they have the cabin. It's like off to the left of where everything is.
So we got to the cabin, we took pictures. That was really fun because they had a sign out front that said Hopper and Eleven's cabin, and it had like a picture, like a printed picture of them on the sign.
Mm-hmm.
And you could see like what it looked like in the picture compared to like real life, and it was the cabin. So we took pictures there, and then we went to the pumpkin patch. Like to drive from the cabin to the pumpkin patch was like a half mile or a mile.
Okay, yeah.
Because it was like on a hill, so you had to drive past all the Christmas trees they were growing.
Yeah.
To get to the pumpkin patch. So we got to the pumpkin patch, we took pictures there. They have the Meryl's farm sign that they use in the show. And then they have like a Demogorgon thing set up. I don't remember the name of it, but they had Demogorgon faces set up. I'm pretty sure you'd throw pumpkins at it.
Yeah, something like that.
We didn't know it was functioning,
Yeah.
really. We just thought it was there and
Yeah.
that someone owned the land. But this guy was living on there, and he was like, y'all can't be out here, we're closed.
I was literally on like this. It was a
Swing thing.
slack line.
Yeah.
If y'all know what a slack line is. It was one of those, and it had like a thing above it. And I was on it, and he came out, and he was like, what are y'all doing? We were like, taking pictures? And he was like, okay, well, this is, you gotta go. We're like, okay.
Okay, so then after the farm, we went to downtown Hawkins, which is actually just like a small little town. So after that, we headed for home.
We were like an hour and a half down the road.
Her dad called and was like, Emmy, he's like, I know what the casting company for the extras is, to say you're a part of this, blah, blah, blah. Which, I don't even think they were using extras that night.
They definitely weren't. Before any of this, we were an hour and a half on the way home, and then my dad called, and my mom was talking to him, and she was like, yeah, the guy there said that they were filming tonight, and my dad said something, and my mom was like, huh? And me and Savannah, like, I remember, like, I gave you that look, and I was like, oh, and I was like, huh, what's going on? And then, I was like, yeah, let's stay. Something happened, and my dad said that we could go back and stay another night. And we were on, like, a dark-ass road.
Oh, yeah. We were not, like, a main road, like a back road that was dark.
Yeah. So then my dad was like, yeah, turn around, stay another night, go try and meet them.
Yeah.
So we did.
So we went to a gas station thinking we were going to be extras. So we go in our suitcases or book bags and try to pull up 80s looking clothes and go in this bathroom together.
I had a striped shirt.
So
I'm sure we have like a picture. We were
I
in
don't know
the
what I was
bathroom
wearing.
like, oh my gosh, and I used some of your makeup on my face because I didn't have any.
I'm brown, y'all, so...
Yeah.
So we turned around, we go back to the mall because we know where it is, and then Emmy's mom drops us off because she's like, okay, I'm going to go
order some food and get into the hotel.
Yeah.
No, we went to the hotel first. No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
Don't
She dropped us off.
Yeah.
So she dropped us off. So me and Emmy were like,
we're gonna break into the mall.
So we start walking. Keep in mind, we're like probably.
Do you have pictures of like the set from where we
Yeah.
were sitting by? What store was that we were sitting on the curb by for so long? It was a big like retail store. I don't remember what it
Like a
was.
Sears or something.
It was something
that.
like that, yeah.
So literally walking around this mall, we're probably like a football field away from where they're filming. So we're not that close, but we're close. So we're like sneaking around the wall, like walking really slow. They could not hear us walking, but we acted like it because they had
were like,
security patrolling the area. So we were trying not to get caught for being on there.
They had
So-
like everything, like how you would picture a TV or movie set. Like there were these big like lights that they had up to light up the whole area, gates surrounding the whole thing.
And keep in mind,
Pictures.
so earlier the guy told us if the cast is there, they're gonna have food trucks there.
Mm-hmm.
So we saw the food trucks because we were gonna get food. This guy literally offered us to get food. So we saw the food trucks, and then we saw the hair and makeup RV things there. So me and Emmy are
There
walking
were like
around,
4 or 5 hair and
and-
makeup trailers.
Okay, we get close, like probably from like I don't know, maybe a couple yards away. And we're like trying to make up a plan. So we're like sitting there, we're like, okay, we should just tell them that we're lost.
Well,
and
we
can't
were
find
there
our
for
mom.
a couple hours, and we were just like, okay, let's just go in there.
Yeah, we were there. We were there for about 2 hours just sitting there.
Because we didn't know
Trying
what to
think
do.
of a plan. Because we were like, we could break in, we could throw a rock at a window.
We just didn't want to get arrested.
So basically, we ended up just walking the whole premises, like that half of where they're filming, like walking outside of it. So we were walking around, and then we see this cop car, so we turn around, and we're like, okay, why don't we go up to the RV where they're doing makeup and hair.
Just say that we're lost.
Yeah, to say that we're lost. We definitely were not. You could just tell that we're just dumb. Like, looking back at it,
Yeah.
we were dumb. So I go up, or Emmy goes up, and she's like, and this lady's like, hi! And like, I'm kind of recording at this point a little bit, but you can see, I at least saw someone, it looked like maybe Finn
I didn't
or
see
Noah
someone,
getting their
I
hair
wasn't
done.
paying
And-
attention.
so any of those people, it could have been, but we didn't see. I didn't care to see, really. I mean, I did, but we were like, we're lost. We're not from around here.
We're
She was
waiting
like-
for our mom to pick us up, because we have the same mom.
And we were like, oh, you know, we were shopping here earlier looking around. So
We
she's
saw
like,
these
okay,
tents
well,
out here.
you know, you can't really be here right now. There was like a Sonic up the street. She's like, y'all could just walk there and sit for your mom and wait. We should have been like, our phones are dead, can we use yours? But we, like, for real, had our phone
That would
like
have been
this.
smarter. Yeah.
Because we could have called her mom.
Yeah.
Like, she saw the phone. We're stupid. So after that, we're like, oh, okay.
Phineas hard opens the door. Hi. Hello. Hi. We're lost. Yeah.
Okay, so we start walking away, and we walk around the other side, and it's just dark over there, like pitch black dark, and it's kind of like they have cops over there, but not really. So we were sitting over there in the woods for like 3 hours watching what was happening. Like, we saw them film a couple Demogorgon scenes because they had the whole mall lights on and off, and the mall was closed at this time. It was like between 10:30 to 12 at this time when we were sitting there.
We were sitting, there was like a staircase that led up, and we were sitting at the top of the staircase. Like, if someone went by, we just like ran
Okay, so this
down
was
the
at
stairs.
9:34 when we were like sitting over there.
Okay, yeah, and what we could see was the opening to the entrance to the food court, and the lights were flashing. Like, they had the lights inside flashing, and they never stopped flashing all night.
Yeah.
So we're assuming they were just filming like the last episode in the season. I would think.
One or a couple. I mean, they could always edit that stuff, so it could have been. So anyway, so we go and we're waiting up there. We're like Snapchatting, calling people. We're like, we're watching them film right now. This is so crazy. And then behind us, there were those like really sketchy cars that were like driving around.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So we thought that they were like
Gonna
cops
get
or
us.
something. So we started hiding, and then we ended up at this building because
There was one point where we were like running and hiding behind bushes from these cars for
we were
no
under
reason.
a truck. At one point, and me and I were under this like semi truck that was.
No, you were like on like one side of it, and I was over here, and I was like,
I'm pretty sure we crawled under it. We thought we were spies watching us. So then we went to, there was like this building, because the mall's on a hill, so it's like, ow, like this. So here's the mall where they're filming. On like the lower level, we walked down these stairs, and there's this like door. So Emmy's like, I'll open it. It didn't open. So we were trying all the doors to see if something would open, although I don't know what we would have done if we would have gone inside, because it probably wouldn't have even led to the part we were at.
Yeah.
So we were just waiting, trying to figure out an idea. Me and Emmy were like, let's go talk to this police officer. Keep in mind, this dude literally acts like Fix-It Felix from Wreck-It Ralph, like just happy to be there. And he acted like he didn't know what was going on. So when we started talking to him, we explained the story again. We're lost, we can't find our mom, blah, 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 blah.
He like shone a light on us and was like, can you guys empty your pockets for me?
And yeah, and then
and we were like, we don't have anything.
Then he was like, can I see your ID? I found it and then showed it to him, and then we were like, it's cold, can we sit in the police car? And he's like, no. And we're like, okay. And he's like, well, let me escort you up here. So this dude starts walking us into the mall. He's like, I think the mall's open.
Yeah.
Because I don't think at the time he knew they were filming until after we left.
No, well, the reasoning behind it was he was like, if you guys want to sit in the back of my car, I'll have to put you in handcuffs. And we were like, okay, we'll pass. And then he was like, but I can take you guys up into the mall. And we were like, okay.
Because we knew they were filming in there, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Because
he didn't
I think
know
we
what was
found out
going
later
on.
that
He was dumb.
these like security guards just get hired. They're not told what's happening.
Yeah.
So
super secret.
he starts walking us into the mall, like close. Like we're getting close. Like we're walking past the RVs. People act like we're not even like not supposed to be on there.
Yeah.
Like I don't think people know who's supposed to be there and who's not supposed to be there.
Definitely not.
So we're just walking around. Back to what I was saying. He walks us up to the mall like close. But then his police officer friend was like parked close to there too. So he was like, hold on, let me go check and see what's going on. Let me make sure I can walk you in there.
He's like, y'all stay right here. And where he stopped us, there were like 5 cars that were like 80s cars, and they had like some of them
And we were
crashed.
close to the entrance. So the entrance is like probably like not even that far from us, and the cars are here. So we're at like the main part where they're filming.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just standing there being dumb. And he's like, yeah, I can't take you guys in there. You guys are gonna have to come back, and y'all are gonna have to walk somewhere and call your mom, or you can just stay with me and call your mom. So Emmy calls her mom. Just Emmy by herself drove, and we drove back, and we parked. Probably like
We were like up on a hill where we could see the entrance to the.
Anyway, so we parked there. We're waiting there for at least 2 hours. Like we're just talking, and we get tired. We eat pizza. We get tired. And at one point, Emmy's like on her phone looking to see like any updates because she finds out.
I was like looking to see like what we should be looking out for, so we should know. We would know. Like I didn't want to waste me driving down there and getting told to leave.
Yeah, so Emmy found out that if a main character or cast member were to come out, they'd be in a robe and they'd have a group of people around them for like security.
Or like friends, stuff like that.
They just had to walk in groups, like the buddy system kind of. So Emmy's in the front seat, I moved to the back seat, and I'm like watching out the window like this. And Emmy has a video of me just watching out the window.
She has like a blanket over her head, and she's just crouched by the window like this.
So it's about 2:33ish, and I'm like, Emmy. And Emmy didn't even hesitate.
every time someone came out or went in, you were like, 1 person, 2 people, 1 person.
Yeah, and then when Steve came out, I was like, 1, 2, 3,
And you're like, Emmy, and I was like, what? And then I just zoomed, I hopped a curb, and what did you say? At the point, I was like, who is it? Is it Billy? Because I saw big hair, and I was like, oh my god, it's Billy. And I was zooming, dude, and we parked, and we stopped for a second, and something came over me, because I threw my door open, and you were like, Emmy, go, and I just jumped out of the car.
I was scared.
I left the keys in there.
Yeah, you did.
And I went, okay, I'm going to explain this part real quick.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I went,
Because I wasn't with you at this time.
Yeah,
I was sitting in the car.
there were the metal gates. I went through those. Okay, so I yeeted out of the car. I went through the metal gates. And then there was one from where we were sitting. There was like a bus. It was like a costume trailer.
Okay, so this is how it was laid out. Emmy pulled up, and right here is the mall, but not the front of the mall where they're filming, the side of the mall.
And
there's
then
a
it
cop
went
car
down
right
and around.
here who's like, there's no cop in it at this time.
No.
Because earlier we weren't walking straight in because there was a cop in there. And so there's a cop car right here, and then here's the food truck, and then the makeup and hair truck, and then there was a truck in front of it. So you had to walk between 2 trucks to see whoever was walking out.
Yeah. So I went up, and there was the costume trailer on my left, and the mall entrance was on my right. And I passed by these 2 trailers. After I went up there, I passed by those 2 trailers. I was standing there, and I couldn't see anyone, so I turned around and I looked at Savannah, and I was like, because I didn't know what was going on. I turned back, and Steve was there. It was Joe
KEERY.
KEERY. He was just walking like straight towards me. He didn't look at me yet, but I was just standing there and I was like,
And keep in mind though, if we were to just walk around like normal people, no one would have said anything.
okay, so what happened was, as soon as I saw him, I like stopped for a second. I was like, oh, excuse me. Oh my gosh. And then I looked at Savannah and I was like, come here. And then I turned back and he was like right in front of me and I was like, hi. And he's like, hey. And I was like, me and my friend have been waiting here for hours. Can we please get a picture with you? And by this time, Savannah had come up and he was like, no, I'm sorry, I can't take a picture. And I was like, can you sign something? And so he was like, yeah, of course. And so you have a video at this point where you're like talking to him and I was like, I gotta go get a marker. So,
but basically we were like, Emmy walked to go get a marker from her car, which I was dumb. I let him sign my phone, which came off almost immediately, and I forgot I had my mask in there. Emmy's signature is still on there. But in the box that he signed, I think it's this one.
And
we'll show that up there if you want to really quickly. Do that real quick. Focus that. And your phone if you want, whatever you got signed. Because I got my phone signed and it came off almost immediately, so mine's gone.
I'm gonna take off my phone case real quick. Whenever we got these signed, whenever I got this signed, he was like, hold on, I'm gonna let it focus real quick. Right there, where it says, that's his signature, and then up there it says, thanks. I don't know why he wrote thanks, probably because we were freaking out.
Show him the other side too.
Oh yeah, and then whenever I had him sign this, he was like, oh, this guy was here earlier, and he was pointing to Lucas. And we were like, because we had been there all night and we didn't see him.
Yeah.
And then it's the same signature, but on my phone. Oh, there it goes.
There you go.
Yeah.
So basically, I don't know if it's like trying to focus. So at this point, Emmy goes back to get her marker, and I'm standing there having a conversation with him. He's like, oh, where are y'all from? And I was like, oh, Florida. And he's like, y'all drove all the way from Florida to see us? And we were like, we were dumb, because we didn't even tell him that we were there for a concert in the first place. But we were like, yeah, we're here, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, where are y'all from? And we're like, Pensacola, Florida. We have really nice beaches. He's like, oh, that sounds cool. And then he was like, I think he asked if we were in high school or something like that, because we were both wearing our Catholic high. Like, she had her sweatshirt on, I had my t-shirt on.
Yeah.
So I think he like asked us, and then
at this point you stopped recording, and this is where I started recording.
Yeah.
And I had like whenever I went to the car to get the toy and the marker, that's when I started recording.
Because when I first started recording, before she went to get the marker, I like was about to like put it on his face, and Emmy's like, no, because he said
like, don't record
he
it.
told Emmy that
He was like, yeah, I can't show anything because he was in his Scoops Ahoy costume.
I think we know
it had to be a Scoops Ahoy
we
costume.
kind of blacked out, but
Yeah.
I know for a fact he was in a blue shirt with like striped pants,
And we have his feet. We have his feet on video, and
so
that's
on video
it.
we have like it's his shorts, it's his legs.
Yeah, you can just see his legs.
So, and then his eye was all bloodied up.
Like his eye was gone, dude.
It literally. Okay, we're not trying to spoil anything, but
It's gonna be in the show.
yeah.
Anyways,
So we're gonna try to post this as soon as possible when we're done editing. But basically, his eye was like it looked like he had either been punched or a Demogorgon had ripped that thing out. Like he had blood and everything on his eye, and we were just looking at him. He smelled good too, but he was like, "What's up, my guys?" And then we were talking. And I was like, oh yeah, we're trying to do a vlog. And he's like, what's a vlog? I didn't really ask him anything about the show. We were kind of too like starstruck to say anything.
And then whenever we were leaving, he was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go get lunch now. And we were like, okay.
At 3 o'clock in the morning? He's
Yeah,
like, yeah.
but then later we found out that if you're filming for a certain period of time, the crew is always gonna provide lunch
no
is
matter what
they call
time.
it. And we were
So,
like, oh, so he's going to lunch.
Emmy and
at
I get back in
3
the car, and we are screaming. Emmy can't
and
even
shaking.
drive, we're shaking like this.
I had to pull over at this gas station. My feet were shaking. Like my whole body was just.
At this point, I was on the phone with every person in my family. Emmy was on the phone with every person in her family. We're like, we just met Steve from Stranger Things. And it was funny, because at the beginning of the night, when we were doing Instagram Live, Snapchat and stuff, everyone was like, you're not actually there. Like, you're not going to meet anyone. Like, saying stuff like that. And I was like, excuse me? Because we met him. He was literally so cool, too. And he left, so then we left. And I'm pretty sure as we were leaving, they were like, hey, don't come back. Like, one of the security guards was like, hey, don't come back. We came back. So the second time,
sat up on the hill again.
yeah, we waited, and then we saw people walking out. And as soon as we got back down there, they were walking in, like they had turned around.
Yeah.
And it was Finn, and it was Noah.
Yeah.
Because Finn's a tall man.
It was for sure Finn. Like it was Finn. And we think Noah. I honestly
Because
don't
when we
remember,
screamed
but I
Finn,
think
he
Noah.
kind of turned around. I'm not saying this to anyone out there who's met Finn Wolford. I hope he's been nice. It didn't seem like he was being rude to us. It just seemed like, he was there to do his thing.
Well, yeah, but what had happened was as I was going down and then I parked, you were like, Emmy, go. And I was like, Savannah, no, I went last time, you go. And you were like, Emmy, get out of the car. And I was like, Savannah, get out
I
of the car.
couldn't move. And Emmy couldn't move. We needed a break for a second. We probably needed a longer break.
But then I jumped out of the car, and then you did too. And the police officer from earlier, who was dumb, started walking towards us, and he was like, "Thought y'all were waiting on your mom."
So the police officer was like, "I thought you're here to see her."
I thought you guys were here waiting on your mom.
Yeah.
And we were like, we were, but then we found out this was for Stranger Things.
Yeah, so we came back. So as we said that, you could see Finn and Noah and maybe someone else like in a line walking. Not even like a straight line, but just like walking back into the...
They were just together walking
so we were like,
into the mall.
Finn! And he like kind of turned, but then kept walking. And I'm pretty sure they were there to do their job, so I'm sure maybe they were taking it seriously, I guess. I don't know. If anyone's met Finn while they were filming or something like that, props to you, because we tried getting their attention, nothing happened, and then the police were after us. And then the security guard was like, "Oh,
yeah," they were like, "Y'all gotta get out of here."
He was like, "This is property of Netflix." Like, I'm pretty sure. Oh, he had a Netflix shirt on.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Y'all have to go."
And we were like, "Okay."
So that's how we actually did leave, and that was that. That was basically our story time of meeting Joe KEERY and sneaking on to the Stranger Things set, almost getting arrested. I don't take back anything. I wish we had done some things better.
I wish we were quicker whenever Finn and Noah were there, because
if
then
we
that
hadn't
would've
been,
been awesome.
I think we were a little scared because the police officer was in his car at that time.
Yeah,
The first time
he was
wasn't.
right there in front of us, and we couldn't do anything about it.
So anyway, that's just what happened. Basically, we almost got arrested, and then we met Joe KEERY. He was actually really cool. He was tall too. He was
really tall.
He was just standing there like, "What's up, guys?" And we're like, "Hey."
Big
and he
man.
was with a girl. Not sure.
There
that
were
was,
like 4 girls with him. It was him and like 4 girls and maybe one other guy.
I don't know if that's like his makeup and hair people.
I think they were just like his friends.
His friends, something like that. I don't know, but they were just standing there like nodding their heads with everything he was saying. And then I think the girl was like, "Oh, we gotta go." And he's like, "All right, guys, I gotta go eat lunch." And we're like, "What?" And then after that, we kind of lost it, but it was really cool. So that was our video, our story time. Like, subscribe.
So you can't show him.
I'm not.
Okay.
We're just gonna.
I'll just say, hey, my boy.
Guys,
Sorry.
if you know who that is,
Hi.
I'm peeing myself.
I have a marker. I need to get a marker.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
I love you
Holy
so
shit.
much.
Oh,
We're from Florida. We drove here.
you're joking. You drove to this mall from Florida?
Yeah.
Oh, my lord. Oh, heck yeah.
Oh, I
You just
forgot
missed.
the thing.
This dude was here earlier. This is so cool.
Oh my god, we've been here vlogging too, and all my friends are like, "Y'all, you're not gonna get anything." Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Ready, Amy?
So you can't show him.
I'm not.
Okay.
We're just gonna.
I'll just say, hey, my boy.
guys,
Sorry.
you know who that is.
Bye.
God.
So we can't get a picture.
Yeah, I
You can-
can't because I'm in this. I mean,
What if
even
it's
my
just half the-
even my face, I can't. I'm
half
sorry.
Have you been here for a long time? Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure. Here you go. Cell phone. Your cell phone.
Could I have you sign my actual phone?
Sure. Sure. Are you sure? I'm just fucking stuff.